This episode of New Jersey Living, we are making a follow-up tour of a South Jersey location. You just saw Ocean Grove episode, which was our first official South Jersey location. This is going to be number 2. Directly next door to Ocean Grove is Asbury Park. So we're going to dive into another one of these beach scenes. This has been long awaited for those of you all who have been following for some time. But this is going to be an opportunity to see a town that has an absolute ton of history as it pertains to New Jersey. And it is something that is in recent years transitioning to very much a feature location for those that are looking for either a great dining and entertainment scene that's down the shore, because every shore town is not the same. You have some that are a bit more on the quieter end. You have others that are more of a boardwalk life with amusement and entertainment right there along the beach. And you have some that are more great dining scenes, social scenes, night scenes. Asbury Park certainly has the latter with that. So we're going to feature this as a part of our beach shore / South Jersey editions of the episode. So stay tuned. We're about to take a deep dive in. Let's start now. So again, welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker and team leader of the New Jersey Living Group. My job is to bring 5-star content that reflects the 5-star ratings we have on Google for viewers like you. So if you're looking to learn all things New Jersey, of course, real estate, the dining scene, entertainment, iconic locations, this is the channel for you. So be sure to click like, subscribe, and notification bell, because content like this is coming your way on a weekly basis. And we are going to take that dive into Asbury Park right now. So Asbury Park, we're going to start with one of the feature locations that I can speak to personally because I've been there, I've dined there. I'm going to flash up a quick view of this restaurant right here. This is Talula's. So Talula's is somewhat of a pizza American kind of cuisine. It's both a bar that you can dine or have drinks, or you can have a seat and have a dining experience. Not a fine dining establishment by any means, but absolutely love the food. And what I appreciated is that they really support and tap into local produce, if you will. So produce doesn't have to mean literal vegetable produce, but vendors or businesses or suppliers that are local, they are tapping into those local businesses to bring those products in terms of what's on the menu. So I really appreciated that. Food I can speak to it personally, and I consider myself a bit, I wouldn't describe myself as a food snob, but I'm definitely on the higher end in terms of what I expect with quality cuisine. And this is certainly a quality establishment. So Talula's is right there in the midst of that beach scene of Asbury Park, which has any number of restaurants, cafes, retail. It's a absolutely lovely area to be able to walk around if you want to step off the beach, which is only literally a few minutes of a walk off the beach boardwalk itself. So with Asbury Park, like other beach locations, we're going to dive into the recent real estate activity. And as I did with Ocean Grove, which is actually a part of Neptune, of course, but we're going to always focus on location. You've seen my episodes and have been following for some time. You know that every town that I'm visiting, I have what I call the big 3. And the big 3, we are assessing 3 factors that drive real estate demand for that community. And those 3 are 1, proximity to New York City, 2, local train station, and 3, school ratings. And the big 3 changes totally when we're talking about shore locations, and that's location, and location. This is specific to being in close proximity to the beach. So all 3 properties that we're going to feature for Asbury Park are all in the very much neighboring and adjacent residential area to the beach itself, minutes away to walk down to the beach. So we're going to start and we're going to feature the first two properties that we're going to take a look at. You'll see that those are condos, and then we'll land and the final spot will be more of a residential property. So take in some road footage and I'll see you at the first stop. All right, our first stop is 301 Cookman Ave, unit number 2. This is a condo unit. And as I'm about to flash up here, just to give you some of the data on this one, I'll also have some interior photos flashing up as well, so you can see what the interior of the property looked like. The original list price, 1.089. The list price then went up to 1.189. And the property sold at 1.2 million. 3-bedroom and 2 full bath, right? And this is, I'm looking to see the days on market for this particular property. Total of 29 days on market. And as you see some of these interior photos, you can see this is very much a newer, contemporary styled interior feature. This is very much a walking distance either way to the dining scene where the restaurants and the retail is, or down towards the beach. And we're gonna, throughout the episode, flash some of these beach scenes of Asbury. Asbury on the beach itself, again, it's a very different from the neighboring beach of Ocean Grove. Ocean Grove is more off the beach itself, or off the boardwalk, I should say, where you'll find more dining and kind of the main street location where you'll find restaurants and a little bit of retail. Asbury Park, that dining option and retail option is right there along the boardwalk itself. Worth looking up history on Asbury, because if you date back 100 years, Asbury was very much a feature beach getaway for those who were in New York City at the time. So definitely took a dip if we turn the clock back from where we are right now a few decades, but in the past few decades there's been a significant resurgence in Asbury Park when it comes to that beach scene. So this is a perfect example of a market where there is absolutely significant demand. When you're talking about a condo, even at 3-bedroom, 2 full baths, but a condo that's generating a $1.2 million sale, 29 days on market, that spells demand, and investors are aware of that. And if you are someone who is considering, hey, look, do I consider a beach location that I want to invest in or have as a part of my portfolio, or if I want to start my home ownership journey there, it may not be at the $1.2 million mark, but there are multifamily properties that are at a reasonable price in Asbury Park where you really can explore as an option to say, hey, do I want to take my first step there? And have a multifamily and have that as part of a portfolio where I can utilize as short-term rental for summer season primarily, or something that's going to be more of an extended long-term. But that's just a piece to take into account in terms of what type of market it is. High demand, definitely on the beach scene. There is pretty decent demand when it comes to multifamily properties also. All right, so taking a little bit more of some of this community footage as we skip over to the next property, and I'll see you there. Here we are at our next stop. We are at 601 Heck Street, Unit 402. This is another condo building. Again, I'm going to flash up some interior footage, give you the layout here, which was a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath property listed at 1.299 million, basically 1.3 million, and that's where it sold, 1.3 million, and it was on market for 11 days. This one is worthy of note. The HOA fee is $1,520 a month, and those would include your basic common areas only. You'll notice that some buildings do offer other amenities. Sometimes it's a pool, sometimes it's a fitness center, in some occasions you may find buildings with a doorman and things like that. But others, you have to account for if those fees do cover any other extra amenities or features to the property. Unlike co-ops, you're not going to include property taxes in that and utilities. That's normally with co-op, and this certainly is a condo unit. So this is something, again, I didn't mention in this particular episode, but if you've seen my previous episodes, you know that I feature properties that have sold within the past 30 days. I try to keep it really current and what's recent on market. So 601 Heck, again, quick walk down to the boardwalk itself. It brings a convenience of having that beach amenity in the beach season. And when it's not beach season, you have the amenities of what the downtown scene has to offer. Some may, in fact, still utilize this as a second getaway or a second home beach getaway and choose to rent out seasonally. But when it comes to seasonal rentals, HOAs do factor in heavily with those. Not too many people are buying at 1.3 million just to use as short-term rental. But the thought process with, I know some of my clients who are in that price bracket is, if I only want to reside there for 6 months, do I have the option of doing short-term rentals during that time period that I'm away to still recoup some kind of money for that loss? And there's usually, that time away, not necessarily technically a loss, but there's usually some restriction on short-term rental in HOA policies, as well as local towns. So it's worth taking due diligence to make sure if that's something that you are considering. All right. So this is another million plus option. You've seen that for both of these two condos. We're going to stay still within the beach scene. And by the beach scene, I'm going to flash up a quick map of Asbury Park. So taking a look at the map, you'll see exactly what I mean. There is basically the main street is separating east and west, if you will. East being those that are along the beach section of town, and then west is more residential with some commercial space as well. So all the areas that I'm focusing right now are east and more in the beach scene. There is a train station in town as well. It's worth noting that it is certainly a convenience factor there to be able to hop on a train and get back up to North Jersey or into New York City should you need to. But the train line runs parallel with that main street. Okay. All right. So that is the second of the two condos that we're going to take a look at. We're going to skip over now to the first true residential. I say residential in a structural standpoint in this reference, because condo is residential as well. But we're going to take a look at our next feature property, which is an actual standalone, and I'll take a look at enjoy some of this road and community footage again, and I'll see you at the final stop. All right, here we are at the final stop. This is our first and only single family home on this given episode. And this property is a flash up some photos that you can take a look firsthand. 401 First Avenue. And again, this is still in beach section, 3 blocks from the ocean itself. Price basically at 1.9 million, on the market for 16 days and sold at 1.83 million. So the layout is a 5-bedroom and 4 full bath. And what is certainly exciting about properties like this is that you own the property and it is at your discretion as to how you want to utilize it with short-term rental. So you could in fact do Airbnb in 2, 3, 4 of these bedrooms. or just 1 bedroom, depending on what your preference may be, if you wanted to look to capitalize on that beach proximity. So this is certainly on a higher price point because of the size of the home and the location and proximity to the beach. All right, so this is something that is not in any way reflective of the broader town of Asbury, because once we get towards the western end, there are other opportunities, both single family and multifamily, that are under that $1 million mark. All right, so this is just a bit of a taste of beach community living as it pertains to the current market, at least in Asbury. All right, so I want to encourage everyone who is watching. Some of you already do. Definitely drop some comments in, any questions. I am going to start doing a bit of a Q&A to answer some questions. I know some questions are already coming in my comment section on YouTube, but I want to really strategically set up some episodes to answer some of the questions that are coming in that are the most frequent kind of questions. So I'll keep you posted on that. That's coming pretty soon. But in the meantime, stay tuned to both what we have in terms of the YouTube content and the podcast, which is taking a deeper dive into conversations more broader than just real estate itself. We obviously cover real estate, but we're also talking dining scene. We're talking local community leaders, entrepreneurs, covering a little bit of everything that the Garden State has to offer on the podcast. So thanks again for joining us. Be sure to click like, subscribe, notification bell. We have more very, very insightful content coming your way on this channel. So stay tuned and stay safe. I'll see you next week.